Hi, it's Nell, and today I'm hanging out by my string of bananas that's planted along with my rosary vine, my string of hearts, and my string of pearls. But I want to show you how I'm going to propagate it because I took a couple cuttings of it and I thought it would be a good opportunity to show you how I did it and how I'm going to propagate them. Now, here are the two cuttings I took, and I just cut them off the bottom of this string and this string, because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to encourage a little bit more growth up at the top. So I'm going to propagate them, and then I'm just going to plant them in between these three cuttings, because I don't want to do an actual plant because I have these other plants in here, so it's easier to put cuttings in, and I can take cuttings and then just put them back in, and that way the plant will gradually grow, because I have so many plants around here. It's not like this is my only plant, so I'm not staring at it all the time saying, oh my gosh, there's hardly anything there. Now this is also a senecio. This goes by Senecio radicans also. This is my gray fish hooks, and I know the string of bananas as Senecio radicans glauca, so it's a little bit confusing as to what the actual botanical name is, but you can see this one goes all the way down to the ground. I cut it every month because it grows so fast, but it has a little bit more robust and not as fat short leaf as the string of bananas, because some people call this string of bananas too. But I know it as string of fish hooks or string hooks, or string hooks. Fish hook senecio. Now here's another string of fish hooks I have on the right there, and the string of bananas is on the left. I'm not quite sure if you can see the difference, but the leaves are quite a bit longer on the fish hooks, and they actually look more like fish hooks, and the bananas look more like bananas to me anyway. If it's not clear in this, there will be a picture in the blog post. Okay, so here's what I have going on for this operation. I have my fiskars that I actually took the cuttings with. The two cuttings, there's two floral pins or greening pins, because the cuttings are kind of heavy and they might pull out of the very loose mix, so I want to pin them down. And a very important horticultural tool that I oftentimes use, a chopstick. And that is going to make the hole for where the cuttings go into that pot of very light mix. Now this is a local succulent and cactus mix. It's great. It's from a company called Temps, and it contains a lot of palm fiber and big chunks of vermiculite. It's great. It's just really a nice big chunky mix, and the succulents seem to love it. It's also great for propagating succulents too. Any kind of a succulent and cactus mix will do, because you want it to be nice and light so the roots can easily form. Okay, so I just wanted to come in a little bit closer so you could see how fine those stems actually are. String of pearls actually have a little bit finer stem, but with these, I only let them heal off like a day to 4 days at the most. That's why I wanted to get this in. With other succulents with much fleshier stems, I let them heal off for anywhere from 2 weeks to 9 months. But these you can actually plant right away because those stems are really fine. So, time to get them in the mix. Okay, so this is super simple, and you would propagate string of pearls the same way too. What I've done is I've removed the bottom 1, 2, 3, this one has 4 bananas off of the stem so that the nodes actually show through, because this is where the roots are going to come out of. So you want to be sure to get the nodes exposed there, and you want to have at least 1 or 2 in the soil, in the mix. So I just get the chopstick. Ooh, this is a chunky mix. And I am going to plant them in 2 separate holes because I want to plant them in 2 separate spots in that hanging pot. And the reason why I'm not doing it directly in the pot is because the pot does tend to dry out. Those plants are more established. And this way I can keep my eye on this because I don't want them to go too dry. I also don't want to overwater them because with cuttings, they need a little bit more water than those established plants. Okay, so I have it in the mix and it's holding in, but I'm going to go ahead and take the greening pin and just secure it around the stem, and that's going to make sure that the cutting stays in the pot. I love those. I will leave a link to where you can buy these greening pins or floral pins in the blog post. Okay, and I'm going to plant this one. Not too far apart because I'm going to plant my string of hearts cuttings in here too. I've got those coming up. But as you can see, this is a beautiful cutting. And I'm just going to put it down in there like that. And then just sort of loosely get the loose mix around. And I'm going to pin that one also. Just like that. And there's no compost in here. There's no worm castings or anything. It's just a straight mix because you don't want to use that until after you plant the cuttings. So I will put these in a lightly shaded area outdoors because it is the end of October here, but it is currently like 92 degrees, so there's not going to be any freeze for a long time. And I will probably water them every 5 days because it is still warm. If it goes down into the low 80s or the high 70s, which is not supposed to, I might water them a bit more. But as I said, I don't want them to dry out, but I don't want them to be soaking wet either. See, I told you it was easy. That's all there is to it. You can also propagate the individual bananas too, if you wanted to do that. But I'm way too impatient. I want to get some bang for my buck. So I waited until those string of bananas got a little bit longer, and then I took some cuttings. Just a quick reminder of what it looks like before I plant it in. Here's the string of bananas here. It might be sort of hard to see with all the green background, but I'm going to plant one right about here, and then I'm going to plant another one right about there, and then that'll fill that in. Here's a close-up on those little roots so you can see that. Okay, so you can see here where they're starting to trail down and over a bit. They're still very short, but they will fill in over here. And then I will let these get a little bit longer and then just keep on pinching them. And that'll be the look I want. So I hope you have found this video to be helpful. I thank you for all your likes and your subscribes. I really appreciate them. And I have a lot more videos coming your way, so please come back. And let's see what else. Oh, let's get out in the garden. We're into our indoor gardens because this is also a house plant too. I just happen to grow mine outdoors, but it's a popular house plant. We're into our homes and make our worlds a more beautiful place. I thank you as always for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.